The Battle of Cannae is often remembered as one of the most stunning tactical maneuvers in military history. Here, Hannibal of Carthage faced the might of Rome, but what makes this battle important isn't the conflict itself, it's the lesson Rome learned from it. Hannibal's clever encirclement exposed Rome's weaknesses, yet instead of collapsing, Rome adapted. They reorganized their armies, shifted strategies, and built resilience that would define their empire's endurance. For students of history, Cannae is less about loss and more about transformation. It demonstrates how setbacks can lead to progress, teaching us that empires, like individuals, grow stronger when they learn from their challenges. Cannae was not simply a battlefield, it was a classroom where Rome discovered the importance of adaptability, discipline, and unity. This lesson would echo through their future victories and contribute directly to the empire's long-lasting strength across Europe and the Mediterranean. Fast forward to North Africa, where the Battle of Zama brought Rome face-to-face with Hannibal once again. This time, the tables turned. Under the leadership of Scipio Africanus, Rome demonstrated not only courage but also incredible adaptability, learning from earlier defeats. Scipio formed alliances with local powers, such as Numidia, and these alliances were crucial in tipping the balance. What makes Zama so significant is how it ended the Second Punic War, placing Rome firmly in control of the Western Mediterranean. More than just a clash of armies, it was a victory of diplomacy, foresight, and careful planning. Through Zama, Rome established itself as the preeminent power of the region, showing that empire building requires more than strength, it requires vision. The outcome shaped Mediterranean politics for centuries, proving that the Romans had mastered not only the art of war, but also the wisdom of alliances and strategic positioning. In the hills of Thessaly, Greece, the Battle of Cynoscephalae highlighted a turning point in military history, the triumph of the flexible Roman legion over the rigid Macedonian phalanx. The Macedonian phalanx had dominated the ancient battlefield for centuries, a formidable wall of spears that seemed nearly impenetrable. Yet the Roman legions, with their adaptability and independent unit movements, exposed the weaknesses of this system. This battle is fascinating because it wasn't only about Rome conquering new lands, it was about proving the superiority of a new way of organizing soldiers. It symbolized the innovation of Rome's military structure, which allowed them to respond quickly to shifting conditions. The victory also opened the doors for Roman influence in Greece, blending Greek culture with Roman governance. Cynoscephalae demonstrates how flexibility, innovation, and modernized thinking can overcome traditions that no longer serve progress. At Pydna, Rome once again faced Macedonia, this time bringing the final curtain down on the Antigonid dynasty. What makes Pydna remarkable is not the conflict itself, but the cultural transformation it sparked. With Macedonia absorbed, Greece gradually came under Roman influence, and this exchange of culture shaped the Western world. Roman governance mixed with Greek philosophy, art, and learning, laying foundations for much of what we recognize in Western civilization today. The victory at Pydna was more than a military accomplishment. It was a key moment in cultural history. It illustrates how Rome didn't simply conquer territories, it integrated them, weaving together diverse traditions into a greater whole. Pydna reminds us that battles can be remembered not for their struggles, but for the bridges they create between civilizations, expanding horizons and fostering the exchange of ideas that echo throughout the centuries. The Battle of Alesia, set in the heart of Gaul, stands as a masterpiece of engineering and persistence. Julius Caesar, faced with a fortified Gallic stronghold, did something extraordinary. He built not one, but two massive rings of fortifications around the city, effectively sealing it off. These walls, trenches, and defenses weren't merely military tactics. They showcased Rome's unparalleled ability to use ingenuity to overcome obstacles. The lesson of Alesia lies in the power of persistence and creative problem-solving. By surrounding the city both against defenders and potential reinforcements, Caesar displayed the foresight that made Roman engineering legendary. Alesia's outcome was the consolidation of Roman influence in Gaul, but its greater legacy is the reminder that determination and innovation can solve even the most difficult challenges. This battle became a lasting testament to the importance of preparation, planning, and the belief that no obstacle is insurmountable. In the plains of Thessaly, The Battle of Pharsalus marked a pivotal moment in Rome's transition from republic to empire. Here, Julius Caesar and Pompey the Great represented more than just two armies. They embodied two different visions for Rome's future. What makes this battle significant is not the contest itself, but the idea it represents: the tension between tradition and transformation. Caesar's victory did not simply end a rivalry, it shifted the very direction of Roman politics. From this point forward, Rome moved steadily toward imperial rule under a single leader. Pharsalus is remembered as a symbol of change, where the values of adaptability and vision overcame rigid adherence to the past. It wasn't about conquest alone, it was about reshaping Rome itself, preparing the stage for the rise of Augustus and the centuries of empire that would follow. The naval battle of Actium off the western coast of Greece was one of the most decisive turning points in Roman history. Octavian, later known as Augustus, faced the combined forces of Mark Antony and Cleopatra. What makes Actium so fascinating is how it blended military skill with political acumen. Octavian's fleet, guided by the experienced Admiral Agrippa, carefully controlled the seas, ensuring supply lines and cutting off escape routes. But beyond the naval maneuvers, this battle decided the future of Rome's leadership. The outcome cleared the path for Octavian to establish himself as Rome's first emperor, marking the beginning of the Roman Empire as we know it. Actium wasn't only a battle at sea, it was the birth of a new era. It symbolizes how determination, preparation, and leadership can transform uncertainty into stability, ushering in centuries of Roman dominance. In the dense forests of Germania, the Battle of Teutoburg Forest became one of Rome's greatest challenges. Roman legions under Publius Quinctilius Varus were caught off guard by Germanic tribes led by Arminius. While this was a setback for Rome, the true significance lies in what followed. Rome learned the importance of respecting natural geography, adapting strategies, and understanding the cultures of the regions it sought to govern. This event also shaped Rome's future borders, halting expansion into Germania and solidifying the Rhine River as a frontier. Teutoburg Forest reminds us that even the greatest powers face limits, and wisdom lies in recognizing where expansion must stop. It is less a story of loss than of clarity, as Rome shifted from endless conquest to consolidation, ensuring its stability for centuries to come. Geography, not just armies, determined the course of empires. The Roman siege of Jerusalem under Titus highlighted the empire's ability to adapt architecture and engineering into military strategy. The city's walls and defenses posed an immense challenge, yet Rome responded with remarkable ingenuity. Towers, ramps, and coordinated teamwork demonstrated the effectiveness of patience and persistence over time. What makes this event so historically important is not only the outcome, but its broader impact on culture and religion. The fall of Jerusalem reshaped the region and carried consequences that echoed far beyond the battlefield, influencing the development of faith, identity, and governance for centuries. This was not merely about Roman expansion. It was about the empire's role in shaping the world's cultural and spiritual history. The siege of Jerusalem remains a symbol of determination and discipline, reminding us of Rome's unparalleled ability to leave lasting marks on human civilization. The Battle of the Milvian Bridge stands out not because of tactical brilliance alone, but because of its spiritual significance. This clash between Constantine and Maxentius marked the beginning of a new chapter in Rome's history, as Constantine's victory paved the way for Christianity to flourish within the empire. According to tradition, Constantine experienced a vision before the battle, inspiring him to adopt the Christian faith. What followed was more than a shift in leadership, it was a transformation of Rome's cultural and spiritual identity. The Milvian Bridge shows us that battles are not only about territory or power, but also about ideas and beliefs that can reshape entire civilizations. With Constantine's triumph, the empire began its gradual journey from pagan traditions to Christian foundations, altering the course of European history for centuries. This moment proved that faith could guide even the mightiest of empires. The Battle of Adrianople revealed a profound lesson about change and adaptation. Roman forces under Emperor Valens faced Gothic warriors, and the outcome challenged long-held assumptions about invincibility. What makes Adrianople significant is not the clash itself, but the awareness it brought, that Rome could no longer rely solely on old methods. This battle signaled the need for renewal in strategy, diplomacy, and integration of diverse peoples into the empire. Adrianople became a turning point, showing that the Roman Empire was not eternal in its existing form, but needed to evolve with the shifting tides of history. It teaches us that strength lies not in resisting change, but in embracing it. Though challenging, moments like Adrianople prepared the ground for transformation, leaving behind lessons that resonate even today about the importance of resilience, reform, and inclusivity in building lasting societies. The Battle of Chalons, where Roman and Allied forces faced the Huns under Attila, is remembered as one of the last great demonstrations of Rome's resilience. More than a contest of strength, Chalons represented unity. Various peoples joined together to preserve their way of life. The Romans, alongside Visigoths and other allies, proved that cooperation across cultures and communities could stand against formidable challenges. Chalons highlights the theme of collaboration, showing that lasting achievements often come not from isolation, but from unity. Though the Western Roman Empire would eventually decline, this battle demonstrated the enduring spirit of Rome, the ability to inspire and lead others toward a shared goal. Chalons remains a symbol of collective strength, teaching us that even in the face of overwhelming odds, cooperation and shared values can shape the destiny of nations. The top 10 battles of the Roman Empire were not merely military events, they were milestones in the development of civilization. Each one reveals a deeper truth about strategy, leadership, adaptability, and the ways in which societies grow through challenge and change. From the tactical brilliance of Zama and Alesia to the cultural transformations of Pydna and Milvian Bridge, these moments were about far more than conquest. They were about the shaping of history itself. Rome's legacy was not written only in stone and marble, but in the choices made on battlefields across centuries. These battles remind us that history is not defined solely by conflict, but by the lessons we take from it. Rome's story is, at its heart, a story of endurance, adaptation, and vision. And that is why these battles continue to inspire, thousands of years after the dust has settled.
Please subscribe and look for more documentaries at Swords and Shadows.